So I was 21 in '91 when I was first shot point blank with a sawed-off shotgun, and then when I was 23, I was indicted on drug distribution charges by the federal government, sentenced to 121 months in federal prison. And this is absolutely not a tough guy story. No, it's not, man. I hope what you can kind of get from my story is that regardless of what situation you may be in, you can bounce back from that as long as you make the right decisions. So I got home 2002, 5 years supervised release, single dad, sleeping on the floor, riding a bicycle. Mom was in recovery from probably 18 years being a drug addict. But as a side note, she's one of my biggest heroes now, because when I tell you, she is the rock that everyone turns to right now. I mean, because of her strength, because of her commitment, because of just how she turned her life around. I mean, I am still amazed by it. But yeah, man, started a business, wound up actually employing my whole family in that business. And I've always had a love and a passion for real estate. I bought my first property in 2003. Yeah, 1 year after I got out. So the way I was able to do that is not because I had money buried in the ground somewhere. No, man, I had to get it from the mud, man. Got my CDL license. Started working at Waste Management as a recycle driver. Built my credit up a little bit and bought my first property. Now, there's no linear path to success, as many of you may know. And so when I say 2003, you got to understand that I also was 5 years before the 2008 crash. So I was fresh, man, and I was learning, and I was bumping my head a lot because we didn't have the information available to us then. I'm not making an excuse. I mean, that's just what it was. So I looked up and I had maybe about 15, 16 properties, all over leveraged, all cash back at closing. And 2008 came, and I was one of the casualties of 2008. I stayed out of the industry for a while. I did. I was licking my wounds, man. I said, hey, look, man, look, that whole real estate thing, man, it's not, it's not what I thought it was going to be. It's just I didn't have the right tools to navigate what was going on at the time. But I did start another business, and that business wound up doing pretty good, only because I kept myself around success-minded people who were also business owners. So take that as a lesson as well. But this is just a summary of my story. I'm going to tell it at greater length, in the studio where I can actually get better sound, better light, and tell it in a better chronological order. So yeah, stay tuned, man. If you're someone that's dealing with a rough time, or you're at a rough point in your life right now, you just don't kind of see a way out, before you make a bad decision, before you feel like your back is up against the wall and you have to do something foolish and sacrifice something that's not worth sacrificing, check out my story, man. I'm about to drop it on you. I have debated telling this story for a long time. Didn't know how to tell it. But in my quest to create content to bring value to you, I think it's time to tell it. All right, man. It's your boy, you. Later, man.